Mhm. Mhm. We're live now. How about over here on the YouTubes? There we go. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. If you're watching this on Sassy Seer Sheila later, I hope you will come over to New Light Streaming Love and join us over here. New Light Streaming Love is a collaborative effort, although the other two members are a little bit busy right now and not having a lot of uh, current camera time. There are lots to choose from on the channel, and I hope that you will take advantage of that. So today is Saturday, November the 23rd, 2024. I'd like to give a shout out, birthday wishes to a young lady that Lisa and I have been having conversations with on Tuesdays. You know who you are if you're tuning in. Happy birthday to you. Um, I happen to know that she has been gifted this particular book, which is the one that I am currently in the midst of recording for the channel. So hang on for that because that's coming. So I got to be honest with you, this has been this time for some reason coming here, and doing my daily little shtick here, whatever this is for myself and anyone who happens to feel drawn, has been very helpful for me. Um, so yeah, I'm not quite sure what all that's about necessarily, but oh, okay. So we had a whole bunch come out. I think that's not supposed to happen. Let's have one or two, please, here. Oh, all right. Definitely that one. Ah, To Own the Poet wanted to come out today. For one thing, when I look at this card, I always feel like there's more to what is going on there. Oh yeah, see that was an entire stack that came out and turned over. Let's take a look at what that was because it actually ended up in the middle of the stack. Ooh, interesting. The Singer of the Chalice happened to be in there. The Soul Shrinker happened to be on that deck. Fairies of the Future. Ne- Nellis, I think it's Nellis, the Alchemist. Spirit Dancer, and Gluminous Doom. I kind of feel like this is indicative of the entire collective because the vibe of each one of these could represent what's going on, perhaps even right around my own field. That's very interesting. Okay, well, we're going with the Soul Shrinker. I mean, not the Soul Shrinker, To Own the Poet. Oh, and on the bottom, we had the Dark Lady. Hmm, very interesting. Okay, so the Sacred Forest also wants to come out today for some reason. So I've been using the Sufi Wisdom Oracle in place of my Rumi Oracle, and it's calling to me. So I am going to have to get my box down and pull out the Rumi Oracle because I guess I forced it into retirement ahead of time. Guardians of the Land Protection. Hmm. Card number 21. So that's a 3 numerologically. And this one's 29, so that's an 11 master number. Well, I have a thing about protection. Um, I don't know if it was on camera or not, but it was just in the last day or so. I talked about protection because if one really truly feels one needs protection, one absolutely needs protection, and one should be about it, right? Figuring out the best way to have that protection. However, for me, there's a if if we are all one and yet singular in nature, then anything or anyone that shows up in my field is for me. And I've even had that happen where, because I had a conversation where somebody said, "Yeah, but what about evil spirits being around you and whatnot?" Well, again, it's a matter of perspective, isn't it? For me, this did happen. I had something enter my room that was very frightening. I could sense its presence in the room. I could, ooh, wow, that came right out. Waterfall, water, waterfall, moon. Oh my gosh. And it's a depiction of jellyfish in there. Okay, that's very interesting because jellyfish have been a big theme of late for me. Wow. Okay. Ooh. And there's something trying to come in about this. When I created this guy, because this is a um, uh, recipe of my own. This is a pattern of my own creation, right? And when he came in, the first time he came in this blue, right? And having grown up in Florida, I was always cognizant of the jellyfish that was named the Portuguese man of war because it was a blue jellyfish and hella poisonous. Hella sting, boy. You ever get bit by a Chinese, or I'm sorry, a Portuguese man of war when I was a kid, boy, you knew it. And that thought had come into my mind. And in actuality, all of that is the jellyfish's protection. So again, it's a matter of perspective where protection is concerned, isn't it? The circumstances, what's involved, what is the goal, that sort of thing. I find that highly interesting. Hmm. Okay, so who wants to go first? Ha. The poet spoke up and said, "Me, me, me." Okay. Oh my gosh. And the book opens right to him, too. That's too funny. Card number 29, Taom the poet. Uh, the key words here are clear sight, poetry, erotic energy, laughter, not getting into serious mischief. That's too funny. Okay, interesting. And now all of a sudden I'm a bit dizzy too, so that's kind of interesting in and of itself. For quite a while, as I looked at Taom's portrait, I really didn't have a clear idea of his character. He looks so serious, so pensive, so thoughtful. But that wasn't the energy I felt coming from him at all. He had me baffled and fooled. Then my son, also a member of the Oracle discussion group, looked at him and noted, "But he's wearing a mask. He's laughing at us. He likes to speed ahead of us, then stand inside a tree and watch us go by, thinking up mischief for us to fall into. Then he flows ahead like a river, but much faster up over the hills and lies in wait for us." That felt right. But Ta'am looked at me with such wounded dignity that I almost got confused again. Then he started laughing and dashed off. I wondered some more about him, and one of the other fairies said, "He's a fine traveling companion if you have a taste for adventure, bawdy songs, high flights of poetic fancy and very down to earth observations. A fine, fine fella. Taom's boundless curiosity leads him into some strange places, and he is quite happy to take us there with him. Taom's wings, like ours, are neatly folded at his back and not readily visible. He is still learning to use them properly and thinks he is better with them than he really is. He wants to encourage us to unfold our wings and doesn't hesitate to lead us into situations where we almost have to fly metaphorically sometimes in order to survive. When I was young, I think it was he who encouraged me to climb up lots of trees and high buildings I couldn't easily get down from. And I know it was he who encouraged my son to do similar things. He is very fond of children. Like him, they are usually willing to try anything. Taom has a poetic spirit, which involves much more than just the writing of rhymes. It is about being able to see things as they really are, and in that reality to recognize all beauty, even beauty of necessity and difficulty. This is not an unthinking, reflexive, immature, quote, everything is for the best attitude, but an understanding of the beauty of what we learn from joy and sorrow, from ease and hardship, from pain and pleasure. Taom also wants to show us how silly it is to be so solemn about life. He laughs at himself, he laughs at us. Sometimes he laughs so hard he gets cowslip wine up his nose, and then everyone laughs at him. He doesn't mind that as long as we are laughing. Taom is also the young apprentice shaman, barely beginning on the path, but with a boundless interest in all things magical and mystical. He'll try anything and encourage you to do so as well, but you might find it advisable to show a little more sense than he does sometimes. He plays the panpipes, but not very well. He also chases the dryads and has much more success at this. He has a lust for life, wine, females, and song. He claims he was born on the Blarney Stone, which I doubt, and consequently has a wonderful gift for words, which I don't doubt at all. He loves children, writers, and blithe, adventurous, uninhibited spirits. He is a storyteller with a great imagination and has the power to inspire others to action with his words. When Taom turns up in a reading, his presence suggests that youthful spirits and energy abound. This is the time to do exciting things and to tackle projects you've been wanting to do, but for which you perhaps felt you didn't have the time or energy. It may even be the time to write about them, but you probably need to do them first. Oh, very interesting that. Taom often shows up in readings for people who have a talent and inclination for writing, poetry, adventure, fantasy, or anything else. Wow, that's interesting. I'm supposed to start writing. I've been putting it off, but I know I'm going to be doing that. Possibly the only thing he ever gets very serious about is his writing. And he will spend all the time he needs searching for just the right word. Sounds like me. Speaking and writing with conviction and sincerity and the ability to persuade others are indicated by Taom's presence, along with an outpouring of ideas. Well, I've always said I'm just loaded with good ideas for everybody else. But that is part of what a projector is, and I now know that. So, wow. Okay. So, I feel that in a very real way because I have been sharing with you guys to go to knewlightstreaminglove, and I will be putting writings there. I just haven't begun that yet. So that is something coming down the pike there. The Guardians of the Land Protection wants to come out. Card number 21 wants to be read next. You are safe. These words seem to emerge from the land and radiate from the trees to echo your soul. Okay, so that's interesting too because um, we we the myself, my roommate Lisa Flamino Rush, and her family, the Rushes, all of us, we live in community here, and we have to find a new place because we have a leak in the roof that now we can see has molded. And, I suspected that we were having this issue for some time, actually, because, well, we had some leaking, I don't know, a year or even two ago that actually came in through one of the light fixtures in the dining or in the kitchen area, right? So um, because of that, we have to find a place, right? I suspect that that's part of what my issue is now with breathing. So we know that the universe will care for us, and I'm not concerned. So, but it's interesting because we've always felt that when the place or the land or the situation that we were to be involved in was ready, we would know. In other words, that not that we would know, but the land would call to us. And this is what I'm hearing here. You are safe. These words seem to emerge from the land and radiate from the trees to echo in your soul. So that's very interesting to me. You hear these words again and again. The sacred guardians of the land are whispering to you, you are safe. You know that you are protected and cared for. You can feel tendrils of their loving energy wrap around you and embrace you. Their unleashed power cocoons you in safety. Wow, there's a couple of different perspectives I can take with that. Specifically, this land that we're sitting on here in this house, we opened a portal in this backyard in 2016, and we have come to know now that it is through that portal with us as part mediator, not mediator, but flow through unconditional love, more unconditional love enters the planet. That's the best I can grok from what my own inner consciousness uh, shares with me in regards to this. And so the fact that this says that so that's why I say there's more than one perspective it could be here. So you are enough just as you are. No matter what has happened or occurred in the past, the truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved. You are cherished. Do not be concerned about outside forces and the judgments and expectations of others. You are protected in your own energy field. This card can appear when you need to take the steps to protect your energy. While the guardians of the land will help you out, you must be responsible for your own well being. Envision a protective shield around yourself and around your home. Spend time with people and in situations that uplift your energy rather than draining it. Yeah, see, for me, like I said, anything that presents itself in my field that I might feel I need protection from is actually for me. It's there for a reason. I don't have to be afraid. The universe has my back in every moment. I might label it as something to be protected from or, whatever, but doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. So, the spirit of the guardians of the land says, you are safe and surrounded by a protective shield. You are not alone. Your life is guided and protected by higher forces. Within this, you can soar to great heights. Wow, I do feel like that's true on so many levels. And I want to say that for some reason, the minute I saw these just now, I know they're mushrooms and they're meant to be seen as mushrooms because that's a forest, right? Look how closely that resembles that, right? Now, the truth is, I've always seen mushrooms as sort of the teacher plant medicine type situation. So I'm not quite sure what this is indicative of necessarily, but I there seems to be a theme there that's carried across both of those cards, the energy. Huh. And interestingly enough, the number of this card is a one numerologically, the I am. Hmm. And the guardians of the land is the Trinity, the three. So, okay, so what we have here is water, waterfall, moon, water, waterfall, moon, which is on page 51, which is a six numerologically. I still haven't had the opportunity to find out what's the deal with the numbers in this book and why they are the way they are. It's just kind of interesting to me. Here we go. Water, waterfall, moon. They're called emotions for a reason, babe. They are energy in motion, which means they need to move. When we repress our emotions, stuff them down, and pretend like we're not having them, we create stagnation in the body and in the spirit and in the collective intelligence. Wow. And in the physical vessel, when one is doing this, for me anyway, that registered as 490 pounds eventually. That's what happened there. Holding on to emotional discord creates imbalances in our character and limits our ability to perceive and access the possibilities that are available to us. Release the energy that you are holding inside so that you can propel yourself beyond the fragmentation and beyond the stagnation into the truth. Feelings are never wrong and feelings are never bad. So don't go judging them, just feel them. Allow them to flow through the entirety of your being and see how the beauty of this simple, honest act of expression creates expansion in your whole life. Wow. And that's true. I was just having a bit of a discussion with my roommate, Jasmine, this morning, Lisa's daughter, about this very subject. And she rightfully says that, and I totally concur. I know that if I have a certain emotion that I am trying to stuff down, my body feels like it may explode. Um, and and I just have to let it out. That's so it's never, in my perspective, a good thing to suppress, oppress any kind of emotion that we may have. Now, but again, I find it so interesting that in this expression of the writing of this card, the choice of jellyfish, I do feel like the whole thing about protection from this card is echoed here, right? So somewhere, someone down the line that may see this, because there's no one here now, um, that feels drawn to this. I feel like the message is exactly this, right? Feel the feels all the way through, babe. That's the whole point. Know that you're protected. The jellyfish is automatically protected. This card's very clear about the fact that automatically protected. Wow. Okay. Well, that's quite interesting. Well, that's it for me today. I've got a lot going on, so I'm going to bug out a little early. No one has showed up. I will say that the plan at the moment for me is to do a live intuitive hangout session tonight, or I should say early afternoon. I'm probably going to get started around 5 or 6. I don't know. We'll see how the energy holds. I will be making an announcement on the posts or community tab. I'm not quite sure how it shows up for you guys. When I look at it, it says posts. So I'll put that there at least 1 hour before I go live. I will also make an announcement on my Facebook page at least 1 hour beforehand. My Facebook page is open, meaning it's public. And if you are interested in becoming my Facebook friend, just let me know where you saw me, that you saw me on here or whatever. And that's it for me. I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is just a matter of perspective. And there's always more than one perspective available if we but slow ourselves down long enough to change our trajectory, maybe, and just take another look. Until we meet again, be well, my friends.